is the Hastings Center is an interdisciplinary organization. The backbone of it, especially in the early years, was a group of fellows, about 70 fellows in the early years, more than that now. These are people who have full-time jobs, usually in a university or in a government agency, something like that. And they would come together for meetings from time to time. And the mode of doing the interdisciplinary research was the forming of these 4 research groups. So 10, 15, as many as 20 of the fellows would join up with a research group and get together. It became a very lively and fruitful interaction across disciplines, but also across geographical boundaries. People from especially all over the United States, but some from outside the United States would get together. To take the death and dying group as an example, Will Gale and Dan Callahan and I kind of divided up labor for administering these 4 groups, and my particular job was to administer the death and dying group in the earliest phase. There was a while when we got another staff person, Mark LePay, and he ran it for a while, and then after he left, I took it back over again. The death and dying research group included many of the key players in the important development of the definition of death debate. It included Henry Beecher, who was the chair of the Harvard Ad Hoc Committee, included Ralph Potter, but also included 2 brothers, the Sadlers, who were the writers of the original Model Uniform Anatomical Gift Act, and it included Paul Ramsey, the chairman of the religion department at Princeton, and Hans Jonas, a philosopher in the New School for Social Research, who were the most vocal skeptics about brain death. They weren't militantly opposed to it, but they had many, many questions about it. So from the point of view of a young academic who's just finished his dissertation, being the administrator of this wonderful group of people from different disciplines with different points of view is a wonderful education. It's just, you couldn't imagine a better first job for somebody who's just finished a doctorate. The first issue we took up, appropriately enough, was the definition of death. The group was chaired by Alex Capron, a lawyer who you know well, and Leon Cass, a scientist who really was a philosopher, a student of Greek philosophy. And they were the leaders that produced the Hastings Center research on the definition of death. That produced a law review article, technically authored by Alex Capron and Leon Cass, but it was the product of this entire research group. There was also a paper in the Journal of the American Medical Association that raises questions about definition of death. And my orientation was always on the fact-value dichotomy that I thought was perfectly illustrated in the definition of death debate.